Hi, everybody. This is Matt Lawton, and this is the Astrological Winds channel. And I'm going to take a look at the astrological weather forecast for February 7th through 13th. Not a real lot going on this week, a couple big things, a couple minor things. And just to start off, a lot of people have been telling me they don't get through the whole blog, and they were wondering how to get in touch with me. And I guess I always leave the email at the end of the blog. So if you want to get in touch with me, it's matthue823@gmail.com, or become a follower of the Astrological Winds channel on either YouTube or Instagram, and you can message me through them. So just quick business there in case you don't make it through. I don't think it's going to be as long this week, though. One of the minor things I want to just start with is on Monday. And Monday, which is today, the 7th, we have Jupiter semi-squaring Eris, and talked a lot about Eris and what that represents. A lot about change, and change that can be chaotic, change that's like trying to bring in new things into the system and give us move us forward. So with Jupiter in a semi-square with Eris, there's going to be a lot of frustration in what seems to be like an inability to adjust our values or our philosophies, or maybe to even engage those values or philosophies in the real world, just kind of running into some frustration, which may lead to this sense of chaos, especially inside, where you can kind of start to question what you've actually learned, what you've actually adopted as your ideas or philosophies. You can kind of maybe run into some walls with that kind of stuff, run into some, circles where they're not really working that well. And this will, because Jupiter is involved, this can be really reflected outside in our relationship in society itself, and can actually, be a collective issue too, where the collective is actually, involved in that. So there can be some, therefore, chaotic shared events that, have us questioning as groups or societies or collective some of the values and philosophies we have, and whether they're, really working in a new time, in a time of a lot of change, in a time of a lot of chaos. On a personal level too, we kind of got to be a little bit aware of falling into patterns of victimhood or martyrhood in this too, because, we can almost adopt that as a philosophy, which is definitely can be self-frustrating also. Now, on Tuesday, to me, is one of the two biggest things of the week, and it's a really exciting thing again. I talked about the Jupiter sextile Uranus for the monthly for February as one of the big events of the month, and really helps with positive change opportunities and growth opportunities. So this week we have one of those things that can really align with that Jupiter Uranus energy, and that is Mars is trining Uranus. So that brings really a lot of excitement, because it's an ability to really move quickly and expertly with our actions, especially actions that are based on new, cutting edge, innovative ideas. Those are the things that are going to really take off quick. So it's almost like we have this ability to make these really deft or quick, deft moves that are very precise at the same time, and have us give us the ability to bring in change and innovation without a lot of complete disruption. I mean, yes, change is always going to bring in, some disruption, but this is a way where it can be a more natural flow to the change that we want to bring in. And that can be really exciting. Mars trine Uranus can bring a lot of excitement to our lives, to our personal lives, because it really is a jump of energy somehow. There's something that's really stoking our flame right now, and wanting, to bring in creative action, creative change, and quick motivation. So you can really take a big leap forward now is a good way to say it too. Like we can really take a big jump where like one act in a really distilled like or essential kind of moment can really like be a leapfrog, like where you can really jump over a lot of things. But like our inner attitude is like wanting to do something different, getting a challenge from wanting to change things, to bring change into our lives, to change our routines, to change our schedule, to change maybe the work even that we're doing, and it's changes that are bringing in more of our ability to act independently, to have more freedom, to have more choice in what we're doing. So in a way, we're acting for ourselves because Mars and Uranus are very individualistic energies, So we are acting for ourselves in this, but we're also like breaking through a lot of the barriers that we had, and also even like ignoring those who would try to slow us down or stop us, or or finding ways around situations that maybe prior to that stopped us. So it can bring quick achievements of like great scale with our actions, and basically allowed new parts of ourself to emerge and to shine out and to be recognized. Now, also on Tuesday, two of the asteroids this week are changing signs. So those are two of the minor things I wanted to mention. And on Tuesday, Ceres, which if you remember was in Taurus and actually went retrograde in Taurus, so it's been in Taurus for a while, which is the mothering, nurturing energy of security, of getting what we need, is going to go into Gemini. So when Ceres is in Gemini, our nurturing starts to come through our communications. It comes through conversation. It comes through seeking out information and knowledge, through connecting with others. And that's what kind of makes us feel good. We find people who we share ideas with, that we share, and that brings us in a sense of security, a sense of like, this is where my home is. So the problem with Ceres and Gemini is like, for some of us who may have some types of learning type dysfunctions, like it can exasperate those dysfunctions, like maybe speech issues or being misunderstood easily, things like that can come up. And also, got to watch a little bit with Gemini energy too, because it goes two ways. It's a very dualistic sign. So some people will be tempted to use language and words and conversation and information to actually manipulate others to get what they want from them. So, sometimes there's not the truth may not be being revealed, or maybe being purposely misled. But in order for people who are feeling insecure and feeling that's the only way they can get their nurturing is by using words to manipulate others and get what they want. So those are a couple of little dangers, but for the most part, most of us are going to find a lot of security and family type feeling by sharing information with others. Now on Friday is the other really big event of this week, and it's actually the third hit of this event. If you remember, while Mercury went retrograde, it was conjunct Pluto, and it was exactly conjunct, retrograde, conjunct. So now on Friday, it's going to do its final conjunction to Pluto. And, Mercury retrograde as it is a very internal time where we really process a lot of what we saw and inputted in the 3 months before that. So when you get Pluto involved with it, with a conjunction, this really, as I said before, the last two times this happened, this really has us looking deep, deep within at the issues that we have inside us. And that may be stuck. They may be like old ideals, old structures, old patterns that, old thoughts, old relationships that may have us some way stuck. And so we probably spent a lot of this last 3 or 4 weeks really reviewing a lot of that stuff internally, really delving into it deeply. And what does it mean to us personally? And this is, a very deep mind here. This is really the type of energy that wants to get to the bottom of everything. It's a very investigative mind, like leaving no stone unturned. So like here we are on the third hit of this, and I think we're probably getting a lot of clarity now as to like some of the things that were blocking us. And and they're kind of like an itch inside the brain that needs to be scratched, inside the intellect, inside the mind. And there's a lot of processing going on, a lot of chewing of our own mind over, and then the desire at that point, the mercury kicks in to somehow get that out, to communicate that out to others. And what we're looking for, once again, is people who are congruent with us in that energy, because we can really move a lot of deep stuff with people that, our energy is blending with and are willing to look at like deep issues within us and allow the triggers to occur and to really contemplate them and take them inside and own parts of them. But like the danger is if we get so hell-bent on getting that message out, and what we see that we get like coercive, like Mercury Pluto can get very coercive, the use of propaganda, and get very obsessive and narrow-minded with its input. So that's what we have to be careful of with in regard to others, that, each person is on this journey. Who are the ones that you're congruent with? And interestingly enough, Mercury is doing its third trine to the North Node that day too. And that shows you that the people that you are sharing ideas with intellectually, you can form groups together that have a common goal, have common plans, common destinies, and that, kind of are almost like an intellectual association of sharing those ideas and moving them forward in a cooperative, collaborative type of way. So really strong energy there, but, definitely a lot of processing, a lot of like, really can get really narrow-minded. So we just need to really be careful of that, not get too into coercion, but really look at our stuff and find the people we trust who are on that, similarly energy field. Now, the last thing I wanted to mention was one of the other asteroids was also changing signs, and that is on Sunday when Pallas Athene, the daughterly energy, the archetype of the daughterly energy, but she's also, once again, has a lot to do with the intellect, with ideas, with values, philosophies, and also is the warrior queen or warrior princess. She is the one who will fight for what she believes in. And so going into Aries, where, it is the energy of, the warrior. So the warrior princess will now really fight for her ideals strongly, really fight for her belief systems. Really, people can take this to actually militant type behavior, literally warlike behavior. There's some really, sensitive areas going on in the world right now. In society between some countries. So this is the kind of thing that, could push that closer to the edge of that kind of behavior where it gets militant and warlike. But really people willing to use their body and the force of physical energy even to push their ideals. So, putting themselves on the front line for what they believe in. So very interesting energy there, feeding in to that like Aries energy and the Mars energy and the Uranus energy of wanting to push forward with what we believe in and are ready to go for it. So that's it for this week. Not a lot, but like some really dynamic energy and the ability to change, to bring some creative change into our life, to examine the things that have, been blocking us, and to move forward and bring some excitement and new things into life that, really can make us have a quick jump forward. If we can let go of a lot of the stuff that's kind of dragging us down from the subconscious and the psyche. All right, this is Matt Lawton. This is the Astrological Winds channel. It is on YouTube every week. If you have a YouTube account, you can become a follower and turn on your notifications, and then you will know every week on Monday when it's first posted. It's also posted on Instagram under the link to it under Astrological Winds channel. So just become a follower on Instagram, or if you don't have them and you're on Facebook, you can personally request a friend for me, Matthew Lawton, Lauten, and I post the link on Facebook to the YouTube every week too. Now, not necessary to actually see the video, really more necessary to hear it. So it is available on all kinds of podcasts like Reason, Apple iPodcasts, Spotify, things like that. Just look up Astrological Winds channel. I do try to, social media bomb some of you, but, people, it's not, if you fall off the list sometimes, so it's not the best way to rely on it. Now, it's a free service. Do me a favor. You know someone else is interested in astrology. I know you do. Please send the link on. It's great hearing from people who I don't know, who, recognize me or comment to me, and just hearing that they got turned on to the blog by somebody else. So please pass it on. And if you would like to give me a donation, any kind of donation, nothing's too small, you can look me up on Zelle or PayPal or Venmo under Matthew Lawton, Lauten. And most importantly, if you need a reading, I've been doing readings for 22, 23 years professionally. Drop me an email at matthue823@gmail.com, or just message me on one of the message boards, and I will get back to you and we can discuss price and what it takes. But I do natal charts, which is your birth chart. Very important to know first. Do a predictive readings for a year, which is your weather report, just like what I do every week here on the Weather Channel. But for you, for the year. And then relationship charts, relocation, astrocartography, fixed star readings if you're looking for deeper soul purpose, things like that. Elections, if you're looking for the best timing of an event. Horary events, if you're looking for an answer to a question you just can't seem to find the answer to. So all types of services. Classes are available too. Beginners classes for $20 or $25 on Dropbox. The first 5 are there. Anybody who wants to try them and wants to continue, I will continue to put more classes up there. I'm also available for lectures, classes, live. Just once again, matthue823@gmail.com. All right, a week of exciting changes. So, get to action now, folks. The retrograde of Venus and Mercury are over. Mercury's moving out of its shadow. Venus will be moving out of its shadow soon. It's time to move forward. Until next week, this is Matt Lawton and the Astrological Winds channel signing off.